you guys, I'm Tarnisha and you're listening to Tea with Tarni. And if you have not heard the previous episode, then you probably have missed out on the news that Tea with Tarni is also a YouTube video podcast now. Okay, I lost it for a minute there. I did not know where I was going. But hey, you can see me face to face now when I'm talking. And I think that adds another layer of connectivity because you can see like my real facial expressions. And while I am like, when you just listen to my voice, I think you think I'm so calm. But then when you see my face, you're just like, oh my God, she's as chaotic as us. And me also talking at this speed right now while explaining my habits just shows how anxious of a human being I am. And that directly takes us to today's topics. My anxious thoughts are not my reality. And this is actually one of my manifestation affirmations that I've been practicing for almost a year now because I have been going through anxiety for like I think almost all of my teenage years. Did not know it's called anxiety, would call it just overthinking or just this weird feeling in my tummy for the longest time. But now I have a name for it. And I think anxiety also has various levels. And I personally feel I have like mild overthinking anxiety. I don't think I have very crazy anxiety. I think it's pretty controllable, and I'm very grateful for that. I know sometimes it gets out of hand, and that's tough. But most of the times, I think it's pretty bearable. And I think it's most of it, like my main seed of anxiety comes from my brain right here. I was just going to call it my stupid brain. And to be honest, I've been really working on things I say to myself. I think the way you speak to yourself really matters. The more negative you are to yourself, the more negative your thoughts and your mindset will get. I don't know how many of y'all know about this red car, green car theory, which is basically like if you're out on the road and you're focusing on finding a red car, then you will end up seeing so many red cars, but you'll not see any green car. And then you focus on seeing a green car and you'll end up seeing a lot more green cars. Basically, it cuts down to what you focus on is what comes to reality and what you're able to see more clearly. And I think the same goes for our thoughts, right? The more you fixate on one specific aspect, the more you start feeling that and it becomes your reality. And that's why the statement of my anxious thoughts are not my reality is to convince myself and let myself know just because I'm fixating on a particular thought doesn't mean that that is my reality. I am choosing to make it my reality, and I can easily choose a more positive thing to be my reality. And to be honest, that's really what I wanted to come here and talk about because being anxious is something that while it's controllable, it also requires a lot of self awareness to control. And sometimes I just really lack it. I lack the self awareness that, hey, it's my anxiety talking to me. It's not me. I am a person who's being controlled by my anxiety and is this different thought, and I'm just a listener. I know this sounds very complicated, but this is a recent theory I have come across from a book I've been reading. It's called Untethered Soul. And one of the concepts of that book is that you are a different entity than the voice that you hear in your head. You are the listener. The person who's talking is somebody else, and that's usually your fear, your anxiety, and all your negative thoughts coming together and being this cumulative overthinking thought that you're getting, and you are the listener. So you can just sit and listen instead of believing every little anxious thought that you have. And it's so tough. It's so tough to not listen to that constant voice in my head poking me right there and being like, hey, you did not say the right thing. Hey, maybe what you said is taken by somebody else in certain way. Maybe they won't take it positively. Maybe they'll end up taking negatively. So you need to fix that like right now. And just constantly, like I get so tired sometimes, and I'm just to myself like, just stop talking. Just stop talking to me, and that's when I go to sleep. I think my answer to anxiety used to be, it's too much. I'm going to sleep. That's the only time my brain would stop talking to me, and it would also stop me from being present. I think the curse of anxiety is to not be able to be present in any specific place, time, or moment that you want to be. That is so important to you. And the thing is, you really want to. And there's just this internal fight that's happening within you constantly where you're just telling yourself, to be calm, be quiet, and your thoughts are just going haywire. Where at some point you're probably thinking whether it was the chicken or the egg first, and on the other end, you're thinking about theories of life, and on the third end, you're probably thinking of what you said like 3 years ago. Sometimes it's really tough to escape, but what I've realized is that it's not impossible to escape, and it is you who's in control. Like, I really wanted to come around and again talk about this, is because I know that a lot of people go through this, and there's no way I'm singular in this, because every time I've spoken about overthinking, I feel like there have been so many people who've connected with me on the same, where they've expressed how it's the same thing that's happened to them, where you are robbed of certain moments in your life. And what I have started doing, and I'm coming to the solution really, really fast, because the problem, I'm pretty sure you know, and you understand the problem just as much as I do. And here's the solution that I have found and that I have been working on for the longest time. And that is just purely separating myself from my anxious thoughts. So, step number one would be that, where you realize that your thoughts and your anxious thoughts are separate from you and your reality. They are just hypothetical situations that you have been creating because of certain fears, certain anxieties, certain past traumas. And that, just because you are thinking it doesn't mean that that is your reality, unless you want it to be. And that's where the thin line comes in, right? Your reality is something that you get to choose. So you can either choose the anxious, the fearful side, or you can choose the positive, the hopeful, and the one that you really, really want to have. And I think I've had a lot of relationships and friendships ruined because of anxiety and because of anxious thoughts and because of overthinking, that maybe they think like this about me, so I should distance myself. Maybe they don't want me here, so I shouldn't go. Maybe, they don't like me, so I shouldn't talk to them and I should just be here. And a lot of opportunities and a lot of relationships in my life have been ruined because I was just too anxious to speak up, or because I had created this reality in my head which was not even true. And all I really needed to do was let it be on the side and let my fears not speak to me. I feel sometimes when you are dealing with your fears, your traumas, and just this, you want to be in control of your life, you're telling your brain that, hey, do this one thing for me, right? Which is analyze every situation that's happening around me and tell me what could go wrong, what could go right, and just analyze every little thing. And your brain is a powerful machine and it says yes. And the thing is, your brain can do so much more for you. But here we are, because of our fears and because of this controlling mindset, and we are asking it to do this task, which is not at all going to be fruitful, because all it's going to come up with is anxious thoughts constantly. So here's the thing, tell your brain to not do that. Tell your brain to focus on the positive. Tell your brain to focus on the future. Tell your brain to focus on the reality that you want, rather than finding these tiny, tiny faults within you. Being self aware is great. It's epic. It's something a lot more people should be. But being overly analytical and overly critical of yourself is not that great. I think everything should be done in moderation, whether it's being critical about yourself or whether it's understanding yourself. I think everything should be done in moderation, and certain things you should just let go. I think letting go is also a big, big, big part of this. Letting go of those anxious thoughts and everything that all your negative emotions have fueled. I think letting go of that, it's very, very tough. And I know, like today, every time I come on this podcast, give you solutions, give you all of these things that I have practiced, but taken me years and years of talking to people and understanding things and listening to other podcasts, reading books that have led me to this understanding today. So if you feel like you're lacking behind on this journey, just know that there's a long way to go for your journey. And the fact that you are here, you're listening to things that are going to help you, and you're here to trying and understanding yourself is the first step. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. So don't take the pressure of being the most perfect person, of not having anxious thoughts, but be in the moment and realize, hey, I'm here taking this step and being self aware and realizing. So pat yourself on the back, because you are working on you, and there's nothing greater than that. So today, if you're feeling like I'm not the best person, at least you're taking a step today that 5 years later you can say thank you, the person present here today, if that makes sense to you. Anyway, so one of the things I've done is separated my anxious thoughts, and it's tough to do. Again, a lot of control is needed, and you will develop that slowly. And sometimes You will need to identify thoughts that actually matter and then they don't. And that's again a war in your head. But to be honest, with practice, you will realize कि ये तो बकवास ही कर रहा है. Like this particular thought is just so stupid and it doesn't need to be in my brain because it does not align with the person I want to be and who I am. That differentiation also always helps. Another thing is just letting go and like maybe pushing that thought to later, just delaying that process of that thought, because there have been so many moments in my life where I really, really wished I could just be. But I was thinking about, what other people are thinking, what people beside me are thinking, or what I did in that day, or what mistakes I made maybe probably 5 years ago. And I've just ruined that moment for myself because I was thinking about so many things. And when I sit and I try to recollect how that moment was for me because it was so beautiful, I couldn't, because I could only think about my anxious thoughts. And one thing I've realized is that if there's certain moment, which I know, and right? You know certain places, you want to see that sunset and be there. When you're with your friends, you're at a party, you just want to be there and you don't want to think about those negative thoughts. And that's when it hits you that I do not want this night to be ruined. So I'm going to tell my brain to just shut off. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to walk into that room knowing that I'm going to have the best time of my life, regardless of everything. I think one of my examples would be when I go for a lot of social events, right? And a lot of them are very, very important to me. And sometimes they're with newer brands and sometimes they're very, very exciting brands that I really want to work with. But I'm constantly thinking of there are, so many other people there. What would they be thinking about me? Am I dressed nicely? Do the people in there like me? That person said this about me a while back. Maybe she will not like me, so I should stay away. Maybe I'm too overbearing. Maybe I shouldn't ask this person to take a picture of me because they will feel bad. Maybe I should just talk to everybody else. Maybe I should shoot less. Maybe I should shoot more. And just this constant ruckus that was going on, and so many thoughts on my head. And I just couldn't enjoy that moment that, hey, I'm here today. I have been dying to feel this moment for the past 3 years. This is what I've been working for. This is where I want to be. But I'm not enjoying because I am here thinking about everything that could go wrong rather than thinking about everything that has gone right and led me to this moment. So sometimes just let go of your anxious thoughts and be where you are, because there is nothing more exciting than that. And there's no better feeling than the feeling of I've worked so hard to be here today. And guess what? I made it. Third thing is also to talk it out and journal. I think sometimes when all these crazy thoughts come into my head, I write a lot and I've started journaling every night. So that really helps me. Sometimes these thoughts also make sense. Sometimes those anxious thoughts have really helped me get out of situation because it is a feeling of your body and your body knows you the best. And it is a kind of energy. It is on the negative side though, but sometimes it saves you from things. But again, everything in limitation. But when I journal, I have these series of thoughts written down and I can always go back and see that this affected me in this particular moment and that moment's past. But at least I realized that what I could have done. And the next time that happens to me, I try to be aware and I try to like keep myself conscious that, hey, this has happened to you before. So let's be conscious about ourselves this time and let's not ruin this moment. Somebody recently told me that try not to be selfish in certain moments. And I was like, how does that make sense? If I'm anxious and if I'm leaving a room, isn't that good? But then you need to understand what room you're leaving. And it was one of a really, really close friends' party. And he was like very, very excited to have all of us there. And so was I. Got this weird, anxious, anxiety feeling because of something that had happened that day, which was not related to the birthday. And I couldn't separate myself from that thought. And I just went out and I was just very, very sad and so anxious and so dull. And that's when it hit me. I was being selfish because I was thinking about myself. I thought that negating myself from that situation would make him happy because my negative energy wasn't there. But he wanted my energy. He wanted my happy energy. And I couldn't separate myself and I couldn't be there for longer. And I had to leave because I just couldn't. And sometimes it's okay. And he was very understanding. Like my friend was just like, it's okay, take your time. But the next day when I woke up, it realized that that thought wasn't of any essence to me. It wasn't doing me any good. It didn't matter. I realized that it was just not it. It had no core sensibility to anything that was happening in my life. It was just an anxious thought that left my brain, and I missed out on a great date night because of it. And once I wrote about that in my book, I keep telling myself, don't be selfish. Even if selfish here is from a third person perspective, it really helps me to separate myself from my anxious thoughts and be in the moment wherever I am. So I think these three things, which is self awareness, letting go, and journaling, which have really helped me kind of be better at separating my anxious thoughts. It is a very, very slow and kind of very, very tough process. I feel even till date, I overthink a lot and I think 10 times and I procrastinate and all of that. I come here and talk about all of this is because when I hear someone else talk about their anxiety, it makes me feel seen, it makes me feel heard, and I want to do the exact same for you. If you are going through this, I want you to know that it's okay. It's a step by step process, and don't get more anxious and don't self criticize too much. It's human to feel, and the fact that you are able to feel is the biggest feeling of them all. People are living surface level feelings. So even if you're anxious, just know that you can go that deep into your mind, that deep into your heart, that you can feel so much. But all we need to do is put all of that feeling and all of that love and all of that thought towards something that's going to make us who we want to be. So, yeah, I really, really hope that you liked this podcast, and I really hope you felt that it's okay. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to take time to understand. And please just communicate with people around you, people who love you, people who want to help you. I know it gets overwhelming. The anxious thoughts are telling you that you're being overbearing. But I just want to say that if there's somebody really, really close to you and they want to try and help you in your anxiety, rather than pushing them away, just sit and talk if you can. If they are somebody who really love you, and if that's somebody you really love and you really care about, then communication is the key, and just sitting and talking to them. And I know it's tough to be vulnerable, but when you sit and you talk and you communicate, the only time they'll be able to understand and get that insight into your head. So, yeah, just talk to more people, talk to as many people as you can around you who care about you, so that you feel seen and you feel heard. Because right now, you're in your head and you just want somebody to understand you, and you're hoping that your mind and your heart will communicate, but they won't be able to, because your heart is just wanting to feel all the happy emotions and your mind is feeding it with fear right now. I really hope you find that love within yourself that tells you that your anxious thoughts are not your reality and you are who you want to be, and all your fear, trauma, and anxiety is just a part of you that you can let go anytime you want. So, yeah, that's it for the episode. And as always, we're going to do one thing that made me happy this week. We went for the Dua Lipa concert, which was very, very exciting because I went with my sisters, I went with my friends, and I also went with the YSL. And this was one of the places where I did this whole letting go bit, because I was so, I've always wanted to work with YSL. I was so anxious that, what if I do it wrong and this. But then I was like, you know what? I'm at a Dua Lipa concert. I'm at the best concert of the year. I am with one of my favorite brands. Nothing can go wrong. This is my job. I know how to do this, right? That's why I'm working with them, because I worked so hard to be here. And I did a lot of letting go and lot of being in the moment, because I was there with my sisters and like really close friends. I was very, very happy. And yeah, it really made me happy this week because I practiced my letting go and I didn't let my anxiety take over. So yeah, that really made me happy this week, and all of the love I've gotten on the previous podcast also given me a lot of motivation to shoot more, and I'm working on it. So yeah, I really hope you like this episode, and if you did, let me know what you felt and what should I talk about next, because I'm here for you, and anything you want to talk about, I want to talk about it too. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to Tea with Tarni. I'm your host, Tarni, and I will see you on next Wednesday.